welcome back to my channel. Today for my Thrifty Thursday during a pandemic that'll probably go up on any other day but Thursday. I'm going to be thrifting garbage in my own home and thrifting or shopping, if you will, my stash for the supplies that I'll need to create whatever it is that I'm going to do. Since it is in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, thanks to the coronavirus, COVID-19, can't get out. There are no thrift stores open. Last Sunday was supposed to be the grand opening of my very large local flea market. That's all been put on hold. So like thrifting, it's just not happening at the moment, but I love repurposing things. So my idea is to thrift garbage from my own home, shop my stash, and create something. So the garbage that I have thrifted are my very large coffee cans. So if you guys have been following me for a length of time, you probably already know that I'm super excited, not started. I kind of combined excited and started together because that's what I do. My brain goes faster than my mouth. But I'm very excited because I started a indoor garden, and meaning I just planted a whole bunch of seeds, and all of my seeds have sprouted. They're ready to go. Soon as the weather breaks, soon as I get wind of when our last frost date is, I will be planting my garden, taking all my beautiful seedlings outside to plant. And I am doing a raised garden bed and container gardening because of where I live. I'm not allowed to dig in the ground or plow or till or anything like that because we rent the ground that we live on. So I have to do raised beds and container gardening. So I thought these little coffee can containers would be a great way to do some, especially this one, some low-lying or what they call light rooting vegetables, which are like lettuces, microgreens, some other vegetables too. Like this one, definitely I can do something a little hardier, like maybe not a tomato, but maybe a pepper because of how deep it is. But anyways, long story short, that's a whole nother video. I'm going to use these containers and make them pretty for my container garden that I hopefully will be able to plant soon. It's very odd to be doing this on this particular day that I have chosen. We've had severe weather here for the past 4 days. If you follow me on my Instagram, which I'll post a little link right here for, or like a little what it is. I posted like today it's snowing. Yesterday we had like a tornado. I showed you that, guys, in another video and showed you the damage to our home. We've had high winds for like 4 days straight. It is so nerve-wracking. And now it's snowing. But I'm going to think spring and just keep on moving. So that was my very lengthy introduction, but I just wanted to give you where we are. So this is my pandemic Thrift With Me Thursday. That'll probably go up on any other day but Thursday, but we're still going to do it anyway. So I'm going to take these coffee cans, and I already shopped some of my stash. I do not have very much, but I do have a huge thing of black acrylic paint. I have green, I have white, I have red, so I can make pink, I can make some different colors, and I do have a couple containers of Mod Podge on hand. So using those supplies, I am going to create something for my containers for my upcoming garden. So that is what we're going to be doing today for Thrifty Thursday in a pandemic. So the very first thing I'm going to have to do is get this coffee stuff off of my containers. I think this one is going to be very easy. I think I'll be able to take just a house knife and be able to just like, yeah, I can get right underneath the lip here. And probably, these smell amazing. I'm obsessed with coffee. For any newbies here, welcome. I'm so glad you're at my channel. I'm so glad that you stopped by and said hello. I am coffee obsessed. So there's always a readily supply of coffee in my house. So the smell just makes my mouth water, because these definitely smell like coffee. So after I get this off, I'm going to go rinse them really, really well, which of course I'm not going to film, guys. You all know how to rinse out a container, but that came off really, really easy. And I think my other one might be a little harder. Let me see. This one feels like it's like on there. Like I won't be able to get my house knife like underneath. But I do see this. It reminds me of this right here. It reminds me of like when you get like biscuits and you're going to pop the biscuits open. So, and it feels like it too. It is riveted. So I'm going to see if I can't get my knife underneath there and see if I can get it to lift that way. I'm going to try, but if I can't get this colored piece off, oh, we might have some success here. This might be a container I'm going to have to paint over just as is. Let me see. Yeah, I have a feeling this is probably going to be a container I have to paint over. But even if I get all this bright colored stuff off, it'll take the paint better. So I'm not going to bore you with all of that. I'm going to work at this for a few minutes, see if I can't strip away more of like the colored portion of this coffee can, and rinse them out, and then I'll be back. Okay, so for my McCafe one, the more I pulled on this, the more I realized that I was actually like ruining the structure of the can. This is kind of like on the cardboard portion of this can. So I'm just going to use my black paint. It might take 2 or 3 coats. This is where if you have spray paint, this one would probably work best with spray paint because you're probably going to have to do a couple coats with this. So I'm going to do my best. If I have to scratch this particular can, then I will. I thought this would peel off just like the other one, but I was wrong. So I'm just going to see what acrylic paint will do on this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If I had spray paint, or if there wasn't a pandemic, I would get spray paint, but I don't, and there is. So I'm going to do my best with this one. But I have my paper plate for my paints and to mix. I have my cup of water and my large paintbrush for right now just to get the base colors down. So of course this one I'm going to start black, and I think this one I'm going to do white. So let's see how these take. I'm going to start with this one because I have a feeling this is going to be my hardest one. So we're just going to put a big gob of black acrylic paint. And then yes, these are going outside. So I will probably Mod Podge all of this when I'm done. Or because I'm not ready to put these outside yet because it's not time to plant. If I happen to run out or we actually go out to Walmart or anything like that, I may pick up like a sealant to put around these so that they will weather the summer and a plant in them. And of course, something like this you're only going to get one season out of, but it's fine. I'm just going to use them for one season. After one season, I'm sure they'll be ready to be thrown away. But I do recommend after you get them all done to seal them. And if I can't get sealant, I'm going to use Mod Podge. So, enough of me blabbing. Here comes some fun music and speed painting.
eternity later.
So this is about 5 coats later and the next day. The cans needed to dry overnight. And what I'm doing on the white larger can is I'm actually drawing with a pencil tulips and some of their leaves, and that is what I'm going to be decorating on the white larger can. I just thought it'd be really pretty because of the length of the can to draw very tall and short, all different size lengths of tulips. And then I'll be using the green acrylic paint to bring in the leaves and some grass and things of that nature and make this particular pot look very springy in my personal opinion. Once I have the tulips and their leaves and things all drawn, I'm going to mix up some red and white paint to make it kind of pink, and that is the color that I'm going to be bringing to my tulips. And then I'm going to use the other end of the paintbrush, which I'm going to use that technique a lot through both of these, and I'm going to use that to put like little dots above my tulip to make it look like there's little like stamina coming out of them. And I'm just going to go around the can and just paint in all of my little tulips. And I just used a technique where you just kind of made like 2 wings and then a hump in the middle. And I'm just going to bring the tulips to life with this pretty pink color, add a little like little dots for stamina, and then I'll get busy working on the grass and their leaves. Now that my pretty pink tulips are all done, I need to bring their stems and their leaves and some grass to this to make it come to life and look like a pretty pink and green scene. And I'm just using long brush strokes and then again kind of making, I don't know, like I just swish my brush to the side and then pull it down to make the leaves. It's very, very simple. It's kind of like a, I don't know, pointed diamond shape. Just to bring it together, and then I'm just going to use the same brush and like wisp, if you will, the grass through so that some is darker than the other, and as you can see, like some are darker than the other. I think it just looks more realistic that way and kind of overlapping the tulips. And that is my finished tulip can. I think it turned out really, really cute for what I had to work with. And if I had some different shades of colors and things, I probably would have did some different color tulips, but pink is where it was at. And then to finish this, I'm just going to put a coat of Mod Podge on it, and we're ready to get started on the next one. So for my smaller black can, what I'm going to be doing is using the red paint. I'm trying to make a difference, that's why I use some white in the red to make the pink tulips. And I'm just going to be making like kind of elongated heart shapes where I just kind of take the brush and swoosh it to one side and swoosh it to the other, because I thought on the black can, what I thought would be really cute to really pop it would be like ladybugs. Now, because I had to paint the can black, their head, their antenna, even some of their dots, yes, I know ladybugs are red with black dots, or spots rather, they won't stand out against that like very black background. So I actually used my white marker, if you will, like a paint marker, to draw on like their little head and their antenna. And then again, I'm using that technique where I take the back end of the paintbrush to put the little dots. And what I'm going to do to make it look more realistic is I'm going to use the same technique in the black and put black dots and draw a line down their back so it looks like their wings are split. And I'm going to kind of like overlap, as you can see, the black dots onto the white ones and all throughout so that it looks more like a ladybug. But I just wanted to bring out the buggy, if you will, features of my ladybugs with the white because the background is black. So, but I think they still turned out really, really cute. And then just to accent the can, I went around with a bigger butt, if you will, of a paintbrush, and I put white dots all around the rim of the can and the bottom of the can, just to bring a little bit more life, because the black is so black. But it did work. The acrylic paint, it took 4 coats, and I had to let them completely dry in between each coat. That's why all this is being done the very next day. But it did take. It's very well covered. You can't see the coffee stuff underneath. And I don't think the ladybugs turned out that bad. You know, I know they don't look like a traditional ladybug, but I think it's very obvious what they are. And this little white gel marker, I use the gel marker for like the heads and things. And then for like the bigger stuff, I use like a paint marker. So just depending on what I want, but what you see me using here is a gel marker. Actually, my white jelly is what that is. And it worked great to make their heads and their little antenna. So I think it turned out pretty cute for what I had to use. I thrifted my own home and I shopped my stash, and for what little supplies I had, I don't think they turned out too bad. So now that I have the Mod Podge, I'm ready to pot them and to get them in the ground. So I just wanted to show you what they look like outside. I don't think they're going to be that bad. I think they turned out pretty darn cute for what the very minimal supplies that I had. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I encourage you in this time where we have lots of downtime to shop or thrift, if you will, your own garbage and your own things, and to shop your craft supplies. If you have some stuff at home, see what you can do. It's almost like a challenge. It's like you're challenging yourself with the things that you have to make something nice out of it, instead of running to the store and buying all new. I know that's very exciting, but it was also very exciting to like challenge myself and see what I could create out of coffee cans and the very little bit of paint that I had. And for that, I don't think they turned out that bad. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, leave some comments down below, and I'll be back at it again with another video. Until then, take care of you. Always do what you love and do it large, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.